Good evening and welcome to Dumb SEO Questions, episode 161. Each week we meet here to answer the questions asked on the SEO Questions community on Google+. You can post your own questions on the SEO Questions community. We'll answer them here, and you can also join our panel. All right, with us tonight we have Chase Rayner. Chase is an SEO from the west coast of the USA. He can be found at reliablecomputerhelp.com. David Rozam is an SEO copywriter. He's a copywriter of 30 years standing. The last 12 as an SEO and an SEO copywriter. And David can be found at writingforseo.org. Okay, so our first question tonight is from Niraj Kumar. Niraj has asked a number of questions of us over the years, and he's asking about some recommendations for blogs on technical SEO. Niraj said, I'm an SEO by experience and don't have sufficient knowledge of technical SEO. Sometimes I feel I lack many things. Please suggest some authority blogs where I can get technical bits of search engine optimization and test them. Any suggestions, guys?
Yes, Chase.
Well, I was just gonna say I don't really I haven't really researched too much into like technical SEO blogs, but I do know some good sources of information. I like to check out the Moz blog. I think that's a pretty good blog, especially Whiteboard Fridays with Rand Fishkin. And when it comes to technical SEO, I like to actually watch videos about it because I'm more of a visual learner when it comes to this kind of stuff. And I'll either do it through, looking for certain things on YouTube, or I definitely check out Udemy because there's a lot of really great instructors on Udemy, and you can learn directly from them and interact with them through questions, and they can give you answers. So I would check that out.
Yeah, technical SEO is something I try and avoid as much as possible because I'm not a technical person, or not as much as my colleagues here. But yes, I was going to suggest Moz.com because they have a whole section on technical SEO, and they do actually publish a fair amount on it. But yes, I'd go with Chase's recommendations. And yeah, all joking aside, it's not my my area of expertise, and I don't believe that you can be all things, as I've said before here in SEO. So stick to what you do well. Okay, that's me.
Yeah, well, I'd suggest SEMrush blog. Because they're always doing new things. I have to point out that SEMrush good enough to give a copy of the SEMrush Guru tool to our panelists here on Dumb SEO Questions. Another one I'd point out, and because he's always experimenting, is Dan Petrovic's site here in Australia, Dejan SEO, DEJAN SEO.com.au. Another one is a community that you'll find it almost impossible to get into, very selective, but it's called SEO Panel, I think. Just let me check.
Interesting.
Yeah, it is SEO panel, and I'll put a link in the chat. Now you guys actually, David, I think you'll be able to add this link to the page on SEOquestions.com.
Will I?
One of the tabs and add something to the page. Can you see that there? Let me see what the tab is, David. I'll try and figure it out for you.
I've got a tweet this tab here.
Yeah, I recommend doing that as well. Right. There's panelist answers. You can add it there. Am
I looking at the right version here of the questions? I haven't got panelist answers here.
Okay, let me see. I'll just put this link in the chat for you.
Okay.
That was weird.
Can you see it there? That's the one I was thinking of. Reference links. You should have a tab there for reference links. No, that's crazy. It's clicking to tags. We must have a glitch in our coding, David. I'll get that fixed. Okay, so after we finish our Hangout, will one of you guys remind me? We'll go to the page and we'll put a link. If you can't be bothered waiting for me, it is definitely called SEO Panel. It's a community on Google+, and a lot of technical guys there. James Norkay is one. I suppose that's how he pronounces his name. Certainly Dan Petrovic's, that's his community. All right, let's call that a wrap for this one. And our next is also from Niraj, but from his profile, Kickstarter advertising on menu links or content links, subheaded internal pages links in menu or in page as internal links with proper anchor text. Niraj asks, what is of more value in view of user experience and search engine optimization? I show only categories in the menu and the individual post can be reached after 2 clicks. 1 category, 2 post. Or visitors can go to a post by clicking hyperlinked anchor texts in posts. But I feel this may lose some visits for individual posts on drop-downs in the menu. What is the best practice?
I think I'd be inclined to go with what I think I've just read from Marta. You know, most no, let's say no. Let's say that typically in a blog type setup, you'll have links. You'll have a list of recent articles or recent posts, and also popular ones. Now, that's probably going to be a lot of your sort of browsing traffic, if you like. You can't put links to everything. It's okay in the very early stages of your site, but once you start getting a few hundred links, a few hundred posts, you can't possibly put those into into your site, and least of all within the content as anchor text. So I think a simple, usable menu structure and some highlighted links, and hopefully your CMS will do that for you, rather than you messing about having to do it manually.
I have to say that I'm not a fan of putting the latest posts on the homepage, unless, and not many of us are in this position, but if Googlebot is crawling you every day and caching you every day, that's fine. But how annoying is it to see exactly what you want in the description of a search that you've just made, click on it, and you land on the home page of a site, and the post that you're looking for is nowhere to be found. And that's because this page was there 5 days ago, or 8 days ago, or 14 days ago, or 21 days ago, depending on the caching frequency. But it's not there now. And how many times do you have to do that before you say that site is an annoyance to me? I'll never go there again.
Well, I think also we have to think about what is the purpose of this site. Like, is it to share blog posts, or is it just a site where, you know, it's an e-commerce site where they're trying to share information through blog posts and drive traffic through, you know, long tail keywords? If that's the case, then maybe you want the blog on the blog page and try to just get the blog page to rank for whatever keywords you're targeting, and keep the rest of the site, you know, as a shopping site. But if they're just trying to, you know, drive brand awareness, or they're trying to, you know, create a blog where they're getting, you know, people through email signups, and that's kind of the purpose of the site, is just to create new information so people can come to the site and, you know, constantly read their articles, then maybe you want to create, you know, your blogs and put them on the homepage. So, but I do agree with Jim. I think when you put your blog articles on the homepage, I feel like sometimes it doesn't go very well. I tried it on my own site and it didn't seem like it was working out for me. So.
That's interesting. I do have extracts on writingforseo.org, and I must say I haven't felt that it's not working out. But you two are making me feel that I need to perhaps go back and have another look. But I think in my answer I actually wasn't saying put blog extraction blog posts. I was just saying a list of links to the latest content. So I think that kind of gets over Jim's problem with not finding the stuff he's looking for rather. But yes, I should give that some thought.
Okay. I think your homepage looks pretty good, David.
Thank you. But it
And
does
I love
have.
your long articles, David.
I'm sorry?
I love your long articles.
Thank you. People tell me they like my articles.
Yeah. Okay. Let's go to the next. This is from Carlotta Shari. Unnecessary code to have a bearing on rankings. Carlotta said, I'm writing an article on page builders, and I want to know from Google's perspective, do plugins like Visual Composer or Xtheme or OptimizePress that write a lot of unnecessary code have a bearing on rankings and the way that robots search? I need specific documentation or facts to put in my research paper. A person from Google or someone with vast knowledge in the SEO community, that could only be David Roseanne.
You got him first, you bugger.
Then I need to know why the how. I'm not sure what she means by that. I need to know how so I can put that in my thesis.
I don't have anything solid that I can point to and say here it is. I do know that over the years I've found when working with my business partner Paul Silver that sites with a load of craft in it have by simplifying them we have managed to make them perform better SEO wise, but I can't give you solid white paper type information. I can only give you an overview of our general experience. Maybe what you really need is to do some serious Googling to find whether someone's put a research paper up on this. Any thoughts, people?
Well, I think it's an interesting question because she's wondering if Visual Composer, Xtheme, or Optimized Press that have a lot of unnecessary code have a bearing on rankings. I mean, in my opinion, there are certain things that you need to have in order to rank. So, if these programs are adding things that you don't need to rank, then of course, I mean, it's not going to help. I don't know if it's going to make it worse, but if you're trying to rank an article in the first place, you should probably figure out how you can go about ranking an article. And as far as the specific documentation or facts to put in a research paper, I mean, that's going to come up to you. Or come down to you. If you're going to be wanting to rank for your keywords, that's a different story. I mean, I could tell you, create good header tags, create good title tags, make sure we were just talking about with David, make sure that you're talking about things that are related to your subject, and so on and so on. But as far as those programs go, if they're putting a bunch of extra code in there, I don't know if that's actually going to really bring it down, unless it's like they're creating duplicate content or something.
I wonder if she's referring to plugins that write things like OpenGraph and Schema.
Oh.
I wonder if that's what she means. Because if she's referring to things like OpenGraph and Schema, they don't necessarily have a bearing on rankings, but certainly certainly are useful.
Right. So if you don't have OG data in your blog, in your article, and you go to share it on a social media site, it's not going to look very good. It's gonna have some weird title, and probably not a meta description, or sorry, a description, and it's probably not going to have a picture. So that's actually probably going to have a indirect ranking on your article, because when you're sharing through social media, then people will be more likely to go to your site if you have a nice looking share, and then you're going to get user interactions with your site, possible email signups, and then that's how you might get some extra rankings that way. So in other words, if you have a post that you're making, make sure that you have all the necessary things in it. And if you don't know what the necessary things are, then I would definitely either ask a question about it in this community, or go online and Google the things that you need in order to rank a blog post or an article.
Yes, Carla, I'm not sure that I can point you to anything.
I mean, I could give her a free coupon to my Udemy course. I have a Udemy course that I actually just teach people how to SEO a blog post.
Yeah, I must organise your profile on dumbseoquestions.com, Chase, so that I can give you a run list that enables you to put those directly onto the page on dumbseoquestions.com. David might enter it for you. Did you figure out where the add links section on the run list was, David?
No, no.
Maybe you're not logged into.
I was wondering that, and we went on to the next question or something, and I never got round to check if I was logged in or not. But then surely I wouldn't get onto the list if I wasn't logged in.
Yeah.
As I say, I didn't get to a solution to it because I thought I'd better jump on the next question rather than mess about. I never did get these computer things.
Okay. I'm reluctant to move on because we really haven't answered Carlotta's question, but
So these are, having a quick look, these appear to be plugins for WordPress, all these, which is what I hadn't realised. So the general answer is don't gum up your page with too much too much unnecessary code, is it not? Is that still a recommendation in the technical SEO world?
Yeah, I mean,
say that, please, David.
Well, what I'm saying is I'm just trying to take this back to first principles. Is it when I'm aware in my brain that when I run audit tools, some of them say you have a bad ratio of HTML to content as a warning. Now, if this is putting extra HTML into the page, potentially that would make that flagged up, wouldn't it? But what I can't do is come up with a solid answer to it, or whether this is one of these SEO worries that we no longer need to worry about.
I'm trying to think of like what could be the extra code that it's putting in there, and I really think that that Jim got the right answer. I think that it's probably just putting in like OG data and schema markup, and in that case, I would just try out the structured data testing tool by Google and see if you have like multiple schema tags, and if there's anything wrong with them. It'll tell you if they're all good or if there's any errors. But other than that, I don't really see that these plugins can really make things worse. I mean, these plugins were made to help you, so I don't think they're gonna do anything to hurt you. But there might be better plugins out there.
Just try out the structured data testing tool by Google and see if you have like multiple schema tags, and if there's anything wrong with them. It'll tell you if they're all good or if there's any errors. But other than that, I don't really see that these plugins can really make things worse. I mean, these plugins were made to help you, so I don't think they're gonna do anything to hurt you, but there might be better plugins out there. Try out the structured data testing tool by Google and see if you have like multiple scheme attacks and if there's anything wrong with them. It'll tell you if they're all good or if there's any errors. But other than that, I don't really see that plugins can really make things worse. I just say these plugins were made to help you, so I don't.
Sorry about that. It was me. I was checking out the page that on WordPress.com just to show. I put a link in the chat there, Chase. You can see your link for Carlotta there. Arthur has just joined us. Arthur Radelescu from Bratislav in Romania. Arthur is an SEO, proud to call himself an SEO. The question we're trying to answer at the moment for Carlotta is up on the screen at the moment there, Arthur. Did you have anything you can add to that?
Hey guys. Hello everyone. I just didn't get the chance to even read it all, so no, just skip me for this one as I need to read it first.
Okay. That's the link to the panelist report there, Arthur. Proud to call himself an SEO. Question, where's that coming from at the moment for Carlotta? Is up on the screen at the moment. Where's the feedback coming from? Is it me, is it?
Hey guys. Hello everyone. I just...
Somebody must have the recording going in the background. When they're getting it on delay.
David.
That's the link to the panelist report there, Arthur. Proud to call himself an SEO.
David, it's you. I can see your volume right there going up.
Is up on the screen at the moment. That's it, you figured it out. Yep. Somebody must have. No, somebody is still going in the background. No, David's muted. Okay.
Probably David should jump out and jump in again. He has a delay, it seems, somehow.
No,
he hears us with delay.
There is about a 10-second delay between the event page and the actual Hangout app, and it must have been playing in the background. Oh, I know, because I put a link to the Dumb SEO Questions page, and if you click that, it would play the recording we're doing now 10 seconds later. All right, let's move on from this one. Carlotta, I'm so sorry we haven't been able to do better for you. I wish you luck with your thesis. Here's another one. Yogesh Dewan says, guys, I really need your help. He said, I'm working for a big national company. They want to know the keywords which are generating leads from both SEO and AdWords. Suppose they get a lead from John. They want to know where it comes from and which keyword John typed while searching for the generated lead. Well, the problem we've got, of course, is that Google no longer passes on those keywords from organic search. So SEO is out. Is that a fair comment, guys?
Yep.
But Google AdWords, they quite often, because you're paying for them, they'll send that through. Federico Sasso has given a good answer here in the chat. What did he say? Let me see. Yeah, that for an idiot like me, that looks like that looks pretty sensible.
Doesn't Webmaster Tools kind of give you an idea of what people are typing in when they're clicking on your site?
Yeah, but what he's looking for is the specific instance.
Right.
This used to be possible, by the way, because once upon a time, Google would pass the referrer, and of course the referrer string from a Google search engine results page contained the keyword, so it was extractable from your raw log files. But now that Google doesn't pass the referrer, it's pretty hard to do.
Yeah, probably that's no longer working anymore. Anyway, since Google Webmaster Tools, the former Google Webmaster Tools, now it's Google Console, Search Console, did enhance the queries. So if you link your two accounts, Google Analytics and Google Search Console, now you get a very detailed reports in Google Analytics. So they've moved some of the data from the Google Webmaster Tools, as I'm going to call it that way because everybody knows it by that name, into the Google Analytics. So you might be able to do some filtering, some advanced filtering over there, but you won't be able to get the data in the form you wanted. So you will be getting some of the keywords, probably no more than 5%, because all the important ones are blocked, are hidden. You can see the referrers from where the clients are coming, but you won't be seeing which keywords they've typed and they've clicked on. So you have to, I don't know if I may say, assume that somehow by knowing for which keywords you're ranking in Google, you know. And you can do that as well for Bing and for all other search engines. But that was a problem when this happened for all the SEO community, because Google stripped out the keywords from their reports.
Yeah, I just logged into Google Analytics here, and yes, on this particular client, we've got about a quarter of the search queries are coming in as not set, but that means that 3/4 of them are. Sorry.
This might be possible, you know, if you used if you set a cookie on your side. You can't set a cookie on Google's side, but if you set a cookie on from your side and recorded the landing page, and you knew that from the landing page what the keyword was that people would strike for that landing page, then you could read that cookie when they hit the sign up form. But it'd be a lot of work. And you would never know for sure. They may have got to that page after using a different keyword and saw a link to another page on your site, and you'd be assuming that that page was the landing page. But you could sort of dodge it up, I think. Any further comment on this one? Yogesh, I'm sorry, mate. That's the best we've got, and I'm sorry we couldn't do more. Okay, here's the next. It's a question from. It won't open. Damn it. Ned Wells asks a question on an accurate, quick, reasonably priced rank tracking tool. Well, I've got to say SEMrush. Because they give all of our panelists a free copy of their guru, an eminent tool. Ned said, can you recommend a good, accurate, quick, reasonably priced rank tracking tool? We're specifically looking for one that includes Google Webmaster, Search Console integration, and keyword tagging and grouping. This will allow us to show our clients for this group of keywords that there is much estimated monthly search volume and you had that many visits. Thanks in advance. Well, SEMrush does keyword tagging.
Dave Elliott doesn't seem to be too keen on SEMrush when alongside others, but I must say I use SEMrush for this.
Yeah, and look, what Dave says in the comments, which can be read on the SEO Questions community on Google+. What Dave says is perfectly reasonable.
Yeah.
I love SEMrush.
Yeah, I'm going to put in a vote for SEMrush as well.
Yes, they are good, and they do a very good job. And what's most important, what's most important for all other tools, they have a fantastic support. So if you have any problems and you write to them, they just write back to you in a very short time, which helps you in to fix your things in a timely manner. So I would vouch for them too.
Cognitive, Dave also said, have a look at Cognitive SEO. That's Ruslan, isn't it? From Poland, is it? That's up in your neck of the woods, Arthur.
Can you say that again, please?
Cognitive SEO, aren't they based in, is it Poland? I can't think of his surname, but it's Ruslan, R-U-S-L-A-N.
I don't know. No, I don't think so. I think... no, I don't know. I don't know if they are based in Poland or not.
Okay. Well, there's a great many tools. I suppose the best thing we could say to Ned is use the great recommendations from Dave Elliott and the others on the SEO Questions community, and also have a look at SEMrush. All right, let's move on to the next one. Nagaraj Gudo asks how to delete my location from Google Maps. He said, I created one Google Map, but now I want to delete my Google Map location. Please suggest.
Yeah, it seems that he has the right answer over there already answered. No? Chase? Go ahead.
Yeah, no, yeah, I was just going to say, you basically just open exactly what Malikarjuna, what he said. You just basically open up the your account, go to your page, and then should be edit and delete button.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Niraj Kumar asks another one, exact targeted keyword as anchor text. He said exact targeted keywords as anchor text of outbound links. Is it a good practice to use exact targeted keyword as anchor text to link to a higher, much higher page authority page? Does it affect negatively in the respect of link juice flowing? Say I am publishing an article targeting use exact keyword in title, and in the second paragraph I write plus Neil Patel on plus HubSpot in an article on how to use exact match keyword in title tag writes that, and I hyperlink the words use exact keyword in title with the article link. What will happen? Nothing. What will happen is that you've linked out to a page, and you can't save a page rank, you can only spend it, but when you spend it, it doesn't cost you anything. The link is providing a useful link for your user. Neil Patel's site on HubSpot will benefit from the fact that you've chosen that particular keyword to describe his article. So from that, Googlebot can guess, if enough people do that, that is a useful answer for that particular phrase. Hello, who's here now? Micah Fisher-Kirsten's joined us. How are you, mate?
How's it going?
Good, good. You caught up with Tim and Masataki and Sash the other day?
Yeah, and then I got to run into Rob just afterwards, so got to see them all. So it was good. Kind of, they're all a little out of it for the week, so they can't come, obviously. They're not used to waking up at, say, 5 a.m. or earlier to get on the call.
Yeah, we're on up to question 7, Micah, on your own list.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's basically asking if he's going to be benefiting from linking to other people, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to really... I don't think that's really... I mean, it might show Google that your page is more of an authority page where you're actually, you have information to things that are, relevant. But other than that, I don't think the actual anchor text linking to another page that's about the same thing, I don't think that's going to affect you. I think it's going to help the other person.
Yeah, I mean, Niraj asked, does it affect negatively in respect of link juice flowing? No, it doesn't. It doesn't affect him. Hasn't cost him anything. He's contributed to the link graph.
Yeah, I wouldn't be stingy about giving out links. I mean, I don't think it's going to hurt you. It's definitely going to, if anything, help you because, like I said, it's going to help you look like an authority on the information you're talking about.
Yeah. All right. Look, I'm sorry we finished that question so quickly, guys. I clicked the wrong button and it was away. But now on to question 8 on our run list. Can anybody spot anything that I'm doing wrong? In my case, it was turning up here in the first place. Neil said, Neil Kenneth Riley, he said, hi all, new to the community and new to SEO. I have a genuinely frustrating question. I'm a self-taught web designer just for fun. We all. I've never really bothered focusing on SEO too much, but a personal hobby site I've built is confusing me as I've tried to put some effort into it. Having trouble with these buttons tonight. The effort being one, minified as much HTML, CSS, JavaScript as I can. 2, used a content distribution network with great page speed and Y-slow scores. 3, images all optimized and compressed. Schema markup used. The meta for Twitter and Facebook. 6, content written naturally. 7, mobile device friendly design, responsive, with great scores from page speed insights. In Google Webmaster Tools Search Analytics, the average position in SERPs, search engine result pages, is around 30. So page 3 average in search engine results pages. He said, I guess my question is, can anybody spot anything that I'm doing wrong or anything that I should or shouldn't be doing? The site in question is www.corodog60.co.uk. I appreciate it's not the typical marketing, sales or brand type website, but it's a website nonetheless which seems to be struggling, and I think the question I have is relevant because any help I seem to come across as far as markup recommendations, etc., always seem to be targeted at branded sites, blogs or business sales types websites. I'd be interested to know people's thoughts, simply to see if it helps the millions of other small website owners like myself. Thanks, Neil.
Well, first thing I see he's put in, good focus on site. Question, of course, is, what is it that people are doing, and what is he doing to get people to link to his site? So how do people find everything about what he has here? If no links or nobody's allowing it to see or stumble across it very much, and they're not finding it valuable to link to, that's going to make it harder for him to rank, especially if he's going to go after certain terms that are strong in the industry. I think kind of there's potential for the difficulty in going after some of these keywords. Yeah, I mean, Dave Elliott hit this one nicely with, like, you're going up against AutoTrader, Wikipedia, Parker's. So, there's not there's that many pages. Let's see how many pages this site has. 60. Yeah, you've got a 9-page website, it looks like, for the most part. That's really not a lot. So you're not, it's not very filled. You don't have a blog kind of really to go with this. There's nothing there to kind of put some real meat to it. You might have, you have some pages that's got some content on it, but it's really got to be filled out in a lot of ways to kind of be going up in these search results. Longer tail, you have some opportunities, but to be honest, it's kind of it looks like a very old style website, and there's a lot of good kind of WordPress platforms. You want to make it look kind of modern for people to really take a look at and feel they trust. Personally, I look at this and go, oh, 1990s. Like it looks very old. It looks clean. It looks kind of nicer for it, but like to me, I look at this and think it's like a dead site way back in the day, just because of that. So these things, impressions can matter, because if my first reaction is going to be, this looks old, it's probably outdated, and I'm to leave, those are going to be the back to find another search result. So all of that kind of does play a part into how you are getting, may not be ranking as well. But I think the biggest thing out of all of this is you've got a small site, 9 pages. If you're fairly new and you haven't gotten a lot of people to link to it, don't expect to be able to rank for some really top terms in today's world. So.
Yeah, I think that's about the size of it, Mike. I think I agree with you. Where I would go from that is, if we look at the engine page, the engine tuning mods and spec page, it's basically a link of what the questioner has done to the car. There are some photographs, but if I was an owner of a VW Corrado G60 and I was really into it, and I'd Googled here, I'd found it, I'd like to know how he replaced the 65mm supercharger pulley. I'd like to know why he went from a 72mm supercharger pulley to a 65mm supercharger pulley. I would feel very, very happy if I found a video of how to replace this thing. It's not, to me, it's not enough of an enthusiast site for enthusiasts to link to. If you've got an aging fast VW, you're likely to be pretty much excited about it, and you're likely to be the person who does the work themselves on it. I've got a mate who's got a VW Beetle site that he hardly ever does anything to, but he has how to replace front wheel bearings and stuff on it, and it still ranks pretty well. He gets enough traffic to get a little bit of income from it from AdSense. So I think what's wrong with this, from second-hand experience and from point of view of past old fast car owner, I would say that this just doesn't go far enough. So no, it hasn't got enough content on it, but the content really needs to be very useful and needs to enthuse the enthusiast.
Yeah, I think both of you guys have nailed it in that he has a data design which, when you look at it, it just doesn't look like it's got what you're looking for. It does look like a dead site because of the design. And also, David Razam, you pointed out other people are doing more. And the thing I'd say to Neil Kenneth Riley is that you're obviously an authority on your subject. Well, it's up to you to act like it, mate. You've got to be the authority. You've got to have a website that looks like you know what you're talking about, and have the content on it to bear out your skill set. I guess.
I'd say just don't give up. Just keep doing what you're doing. And regarding the average page, what was it? I can't see the text. He was talking about how his average page ranking, I think, is on page 3. My average page ranking is like on page 4 or something, but that doesn't mean I don't rank for really good terms that give me traffic, and that also took me a while to SEO for. So, I mean, in my opinion, your main term, you're on page 2, so in the UK. So I think that just keep working at it, keep creating content about it, and don't give up, because that's kind of what SEO is about. Just keep making sure that I mean, it seems like you're doing all the right stuff in terms of the technical SEO, but I think like what everyone else was saying is, there just isn't really that much yet. So just keep it going.
Yeah, a good one, Chase. And the other thing that popped into my head was that Googlebot wants the same thing that you want, Neil, and that is to provide the best possible answer to any given query. And they measure user behaviour from the time that they click from the search engine results page to the time that they're back on the search engine results page, searching again, or opening another link. And if people are landing on your page and clicking back because the page looks old, maybe that's even more important than you thought. And it really is. I mean, how hard is it these days to use WordPress and a free theme to have a site looking the bee's knees? It's not hard. All right. I must say, and I thank Dave Elliott for the great work he does in answering questions on our SEO Questions community through the week. Arthur, that would be a great thing for you to help us from time to time when you have a moment.
Yeah, sure, but I didn't work with it. And I didn't work with this one, so I don't know nothing about it.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
All right. Here's question 9 on our run list, and it's from Giselle De Leon, who's an SEO from the Philippines. She said, "Hi, does anybody here use or have tried AMP in the WordPress platform? Thanks."
Oh, sorry, Jim. I thought you're asking me about the 9th question. So that's why I told you I never work with it, So yeah, regarding the previous question, I didn't have time to look at the specifics of that website, but I will take a look and leave him my comment in written on the community, okay? Because I
I'd
need
like
to do
to see
some
that.
investigations.
Yeah, I'd like to see that. And Neil, if you're still listening through to the next question, yeah, we'd love to see you revamp that site and come back and tell us where we're wrong. Yeah, this particular questionnaire on the WordPress platform, and this really is, Google has come up with this proprietary solution for fast loading mobile pages, but I don't think it'll ever be part of WordPress because it simply isn't. I mean, it's not the same thing.
Plus, I don't think it's going to go very far. It's very limited, and there's a lot of bias built into it that is going to annoy people.
Sometimes, you wonder, what were they thinking? I mean,
They probably were building a V1. They launched it, didn't realize kind of how it would be taken externally. Yeah, that's the way I would say most likely occurred.
Did I see something the other week, last week probably, that said there was a plugin available to AMP WordPress? I can't remember. Pretty sure I did. But I haven't tried it, obviously.
I can't see how that would work. But all right, let's move on to the next before I say something and make you realise that I have no idea what I'm talking about. I've got away with it so far. Don't want to muck it up.
Don't go on yet. There is actually a plugin for it.
Really?
In the WordPress plugins directory. I'm just waiting for it to come up, which for some reason is very slow because everyone's looking at it. Enable accelerated mobile pages on your WordPress website. So I think the answer is pop it in a site and see how it works. It appears to be free.
Yeah, whatever I said, cross it off, pay no attention.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, Jim.
That's okay. That's okay. I don't mind. I really don't mind. Here's one from Ahmed Kumar. Is Google crawling Ajax sites? I have a site built in Wix, and the URL has what's called a hash bang into it. So Google will index it. As I read an article yesterday that Wix websites were dropping from Google's search results. I haven't read all the comments on the SEO questions community. But Federico Sasso, he said that actually no, he didn't answer it there. There was a comment from John Mueller that I saw elsewhere through the week that there was an issue with Wix and that they were working on it. But I always thought that what Wix were doing was very, very shonky because basically a Wix site can't be read by Googlebot, and so that they would put another listing in there to show Googlebot what the site was representing. And to my mind, that'd be very, very easy to cheat on. And I'm just not surprised. Wix and Weebly, I mean, why do people get hooked on them? I mean, Wix and Weebly, run, save yourself.
Because they don't know any better is the answer. I've been involved in rescuing more than one site from Wix and Weebly over the years and putting on something called WordPress, which seems to be somewhat more somewhat more congenial to Messrs. Google. So yes, I think the word really ought to be got round. I think, whenever we come across anyone in the street, we should say, don't put your site on Wix or Weebly, before anything else, just as a greeting, and the word might get around.
Perhaps we could have a T-shirt made, David.
Yes, we can have a T-shirt made. Yes.
Yeah. The part of this problem that stems from this is I remember back in the days when Flash was quite popular, and it was like, hey, we can now index Flash, and it's just like, oh no. There's a huge difference in a lot of ways between indexing and being able to properly crawl, cache, index, and rank content from those things, and even more so when it starts to go at scale. And people can make these jumps in what they've read and assume something quite as a problem. Ajax and JavaScript, while at least with JavaScript they've been getting better, still has a lot of those same issues, and it just overcomplicates a lot of things that doesn't really need to be there. You can, Eric Wu has a nice little their jscrawlability.com site to kind of showcase the differences and see kind of what ability Google has. But once again, of course, that's just one search engine. So if you're in the U.S., that's even less of a reason for you to be using those services, because you know what? Bing and Yahoo well, really Bing doesn't have the complexity and ability that Google can run in those areas. So running an Ajax site automatically puts you at a severe disadvantage, and you're leaving at least up to like 30% of your market in terms of the search area, into the search market. So those are things to keep in mind, that when you're running those things, you're automatically throwing away a decent chunk of traffic just because of that.
Yes, totally agree, Micah. Anybody else before we move on to our question? All right. The next, and I think it might be the last question for the night, is from David Jones on pop-up warnings regarding EU cookies. David said, I have some questions about pop-up warnings regarding EU cookies law compliance and Google AdSense. I'm using a banner pop-up from silktide.com. It's just a bit of JavaScript that goes in the header. Aside from showing a message to users and an OK, got it button for them to click, I'm not sure what exactly the code does. If a user clicks the OK button, does the JavaScript then tell Google AdSense that it's OK to display the ads to this person, assuming that they are viewing from the European Union, of course? And what happens to the ads if they don't click it? David picked the wrong week to answer this question. I'm sure Masataki, who's currently at the Google Top Contributors Summit in San Francisco, he would know the answer to this. I have no idea. But then again, that's not a surprise, David, is it? Muted.
I couldn't possibly comment. I'm much too nice to comment. Yeah, it's a difficult one because I'm not sure what I don't know this pop-up, and I don't know what the JavaScript does and what the code is. But I think that I think that John's comment here is probably about the size of it, which is that you have said, okay, I'm quite happy to have cookies being stored on my machine. So that probably means just what it says. There's you know, the JS probably doesn't tell Google AdSense anything. It just allows Google to play with its cookies on the site. Is that you know, this is the man who doesn't do technical SEO speaking here, who doesn't know one end of a developer from another. So I'm probably digging a hole. I'm probably doing a gym here. So please come and rescue me, someone who knows.
No, I just don't watch this.
Please.
Micah, sorry I interrupted you.
No, it's the EU and AdSense stuff together. Yeah, I don't know this area.
Dave Elliott said the official explanation can be found at www.cookielaw.org/the-cookie-law. So the-cookie-law.
I think what Dave says is very much how the SEO community, the developer community in Brighton and roundabout, which is where I do my stuff. When this came out, there was a lot of debate about whether it was going to stick or not, and whether it was going to be something that people put in the sites they developed. And the overwhelming feeling was that it wasn't going to stick. That perhaps the EU would take one or two very large sites to court about it and bash them over the head until they did the right thing. I'm not even sure that happened. It's just something that you're supposed to do, but it's a bit like sticking to 30 miles an hour in a built-up zone. A lot of people don't, and they don't get caught for it.
Fair enough. Yeah, I think the forum heroes through the week answered this one pretty well, and I see David James gave his assent too. So I think we can move on from this one. Let's. We've done it again, guys. We've answered all of the questions asked on the SEO questions community on Google+. Now we move on to the SEO news community, which is where we place items of SEO interest through the week, and once a week we conduct our weekly SEO news roundup. This week we have a roundup of one article, so this won't be hard. And I guess you guys haven't done your homework and click the link, which is on the screen at the moment, using Kickstarter for SEO, a case study.
Please, sir, I have a note from my mother. I can't do SEO homework.
I put the link in the chat. We've got plenty of time up our sleeve, guys. Let's have Edwin Yonk is a very perceptive person, and he wouldn't have put this there for no reason. Using Kickstarter for SEO.
I mean, the thing is, this is not exactly surprising. I mean, it's not solely over on kind of Kickstarter on its own. I can remember the days when like HubSpot and Squidoo were popular for these types of things, or when they were even popular. There's always been a SEO history of trying to leverage other authoritative domains to then use that and rank for those terms in order to kind of push that information then back over to your site, or providing kind of either authoritative links or other kind of ways to get your site up faster through these services. So these are not exactly kind of new. It's just that it's being highlighted, which is kind of the new one in this case, because I haven't seen people talk about this for Kickstarter before. But yeah, this is not a new thing to have been done. I'll put it that way.
Can somebody explain to me what this is?
Let me see let me just double check kind of the way he's commenting on it before I explain in specific detail.
I'm looking at the article, but I'm still not really sure about what's going on here.
I think the argument normally is that if you have if you put content on a highly ranked site, that you can rank higher for certain key phrases than your own site will, because the site in question has a higher authority than your own site. I think there's a very interesting bit of terminology here. It's described as parasite hosting.
Parasite hosting. I don't know. I don't necessarily think I would consider this parasite hosting, but basically, yeah, part of this is that he's using Kickstarter to rank for the terms, or not he. The person who's creating the electric bike kit is using Kickstarter to rank for that term, because Kickstarter's got a very strong authority. Through that, and I don't know, I have to take a look at whether or not these links actually count. The person is using Kickstarter to link to his the person whoever's doing this is then using it to link to their site. And you'll see that in that paragraph are very anchor text rich links. Thus, what's then the hope is that then both Kickstarter as well as the website are going to rank for the same term. And
in
on
fact,
its
sorry,
own,
if I may interrupt, he says in the final paragraph, I would caution everyone about trying to rank two websites for the same keyword.
And I disagree about that. Totally. I mean, that part I disagree about. I mean, that's a perfectly valid, like, I don't care where you click, just click mentality. It's like you want to, as long as you can justify having a fundamental difference in what the different sites do. You can have a perfectly legitimate site about what is this? An electric bike kit website, and the Kickstarter could be a marketing campaign for a very specific theme around electric bike kits. And then you can have a very informational website that's less as direct on electric bike kits, but deals with that topic. Like, there are perfectly legitimate reasons for those things. But if it's you're trying to get two of the same exact websites, that's more of a problem, and you do split your resources doing so. But yeah, I would definitely disagree about that last part of the paragraph.
No, it's just I noticed it just as you said it, and I thought, well, hang on, he's not actually saying that. Yeah, it's funny. I read it the first time and thought he was actually saying trying to rank 2 pages on the same website for the same keyword, which is
that's even better. I mean, that's great if you can get. If Google, gives you that much authority to get 2 of the same pages to show up, that's even nicer.
Trouble is, it normally does it normally weebles backwards and forwards between the 2 different pages, so they kind of compete with each other.
Yeah. In today's world, it's rare for a non-brand one to have 2 showing up. If you've got 2, that's huge. If most of the time the problem that's going to come to like you're saying, it's going to flip back and forth. It's not going to be fully sure, and so you might not rank as high because it's having to try and pick and choose. So
our feeling about this is it ain't nothing special. It's just that Kickstarter is in fashion at the moment.
Let's see if I want to denigrate this. Let's see. Kickstarter, electric bike. Okay. Well, I'm just curious to see if the top information and links really are they could be no follow. I have no idea, but is it this one? I'd have to. Here we go. Okay.
No, those are regular. They're not no follow.
Really? Kickstarter is.
I have the link if you want it.
I found the link. I'm looking at it right now. Well, I'll be. I'm surprised they've left it open.
But I did some keyword research, and it doesn't really look like the whole thing. The terms they're trying to rank for. I don't think this is the link juice that this is passing. I don't think it's really helping at all.
What makes you say that?
Because if you look up the keywords that they're trying to rank for, they're not even on the 2nd or 3rd page.
Well, it doesn't mean it's not helping, though. It just means that.
Oh no.
Yeah.
No, it's probably helping. I'm just saying I don't think it's like something where it's like it's really gonna
Right. Yeah, and basically, it goes back to if this specific Kickstarter page doesn't rank well or doesn't have any other links, that's great. You've got a domain, an authoritative domain linking to you, but this specific page needs to, it would need to be highly valuable for it to really make that huge of a difference. But once again, yes, you can see this at some point potentially getting spammed if not careful. But then again, Kickstarter in theory has standards for what kind of campaigns should be going up, so it shouldn't hopefully on there and get spammed, and it should, have some value for these. So, yeah. And if they've done it in the right way, then it's a creative way of marketing something.
Yep. We'll have to do a Kickstarter, guys. What would we sell?
Pink fluffy elephants.
DIY Russian nukes.
Greece.
Greece is the word.
All right. Well, look, if I click this button, I think what I'll see is, oh, yes, it's that time again. Thank you for watching. We don't have any viewers still with us at the moment, unless my report is not working. But anyway, for those of you that did watch us, thank you very much. Your interest in what we do makes what we do worthwhile. We'll be back at the same time next week to do it